Meghan Markle has a history of appearing in expensive clothing and jewelry, showcasing her wealth in front of those she meets. One notable instance was during her visit to Harlem for a book reading of her own book. While Harry sat on the floor with children from impoverished backgrounds, Meghan wore pricey attire and jewelry. This highlights her lack of emotional empathy and often misfiring cognitive empathy, likely due to her narcissism. She prioritizes looking fantastic and displaying wealth over genuine empathy and connection. Her appearances at such events focus more on being seen in luxurious outfits than on the charitable cause itself. Meghan wants to be recognized as a fashion icon, compassionate and stylish, especially among the poor who she actually despises because they offer her little beyond the attention she craves. Her behavior, evident in her expensive outfits, shows that she doesn't care about the people she meets. If she did, she'd act differently, but lacking emotional empathy, she continues to behave this way. She demonstrated this again in Nigeria, a country where 87 million people live below the poverty line. Meghan traveled to the African country with her husband, Prince Harry, to promote the Invictus Games. She made several outfit changes on the trip, spending almost £120,000 on jewelry and new clothes. This decision has been criticized given the extreme levels of poverty in Nigeria. Meghan wore high-end brands such as Carolina Herrera, Alara, and Joe Ortiz. Nigeria faces significant issues including hunger and child malnutrition. In 2023, it ranked 109th out of 125 countries in the Global Hunger Index, with serious levels of hunger. Child stunting was at 32%, undernourishment at 18%, child mortality at 11%, and child wasting at 8%. Nigeria also has a literacy rate of about 61.3%, with female literacy at around 50.4%. Despite her purported commitment to empowering young women, she did nothing to address these issues during her visit. She didn't mention or pledge to improve literacy or stay in Nigeria to teach children. Instead, she continued a pattern of wearing expensive outfits, totaling around £120,000 over the three-day tour. This amount could have significantly helped address some of Nigeria's problems, but her actions demonstrated her lack of care and self-absorption as a narcissist. Nigeria, rich in human and natural resources, remains one of the poorest countries due to corruption and poor governance. High unemployment, especially among graduates, leads many to engage in scams. Nigeria also faces severe health challenges, including HIV and AIDS with a prevalence rate of around 3.7%, and environmental issues like deforestation, water pollution, and urbanization pressures. Despite these pressing issues, the visit from Meghan and Harry was superficial, focusing on image rather than addressing these problems. Her comments about seeing herself in Nigerians, feeling humble and grateful, and missing her children on Mother's Day, even though it wasn't Mother's Day in Nigeria, were quite hollow. Harry's suggestion to ask each other, "Are you okay?" was similarly out of touch. These actions highlight their superficiality. Harry lacks depth, and Meghan is fundamentally self-centered. It's said that Meghan asked the Nigerian government and the Invictus Foundation to pay the bill for her clothing on the Nigerian royal tour. According to Lady Colin Campbell, Meghan's wardrobe was poorly received both publicly and privately. She stated that people were deeply offended by her behavior, finding it deeply offensive. Despite the press reports in the West, in Nigeria itself, her behavior was widely condemned. Campbell described Meghan's behavior as exhibitionistic, disrespectful, vulgar, tasteless, and delusional beyond belief.